Hello everyone, my name is Sumit. I am back with the new video. Today we will discuss about the protein, its function, classification and its types. So start. Proteins are a very large molecule composed of basic units called the amino acids. Proteins contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen as well as sulfur. Protein molecules are large complex molecules formed by one or more twisted and folded strands of amino acids. Proteins are highly complex molecules that are actively involved in the most basic and important aspect of life. These include the metabolism, movement, defense, cellular communication, and the molecular recognition. Then we will talk about the function of proteins. Positive negative attraction between the different atoms in the long amino acid strand cause it to coil and itself again and again to form its highly complex shape. Folded proteins may combine with other folded proteins to form even larger, more complicated shapes. The folded shapes of the protein molecule determines its role in the body chemistry. Structural proteins are shaped in ways that allow them to form essential structure of the body. Collagen, a protein with a fiber shape, holds most of the body tissue together. Keratin, another structure protein, forms a network of waterproof fibers in the outer layer of the skin. Function of proteins have shapes that enables them to participate in a chemical process of the body. Functional proteins include some of hormones, growth factors, cell membrane as well as receptor and the enzymes. Then we will talk about the classification of the proteins. While there are hundreds of amino acids in nature, humans use only 20 of them. One way to further classify them is by defining which one healthy bodies can and cannot make. The three classes of protein are the non-essential, conditional essential and essential amino acids. In that, first one is non-essential. There are 5 amino acids termed non-essential because they can be obtained from food and also generated within the body. The non-essential amino acids are the alanine, asparagine, aspartic acid and glutamic acid and serine. Conditionally essential amino acids. There are 6 amino acids termed conditionally essential because healthy bodies can generate them under normal physiological conditions. They become essential under the certain conditions like starvation or inborn errors of metabolism. The conditional essential amino acids are the arginine, cysteine, glutamine, glycine, proline and tyrosine. Then essential amino acid. There are 9 amino acids termed essential because they cannot be generated within the body. Dietary protein therefore provides these amino acids which are needed to make certain hormones and other important molecules. These essential amino acids are the histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, valine. Then we will talk about the types of protein. There are a total of 7 different proteins types under which all proteins fall. This includes antibody, contractile proteins, enzymes, hormonal proteins, structural proteins, storage proteins and the transport proteins. We will see one by one. In that, first one is antibodies. Antibodies are the specialized proteins that defend the body against the antigen or the foreign invaders. Their ability to travel through the bloodstream enables them to be utilized by the immune system to identify and defend against the bacteria, viruses and other foreign intruders in the body or blood. One way antibodies counteract the antigen is by immobilizing them so that they can be destroyed by white blood cells. Then next type is contractile protein. Contractile protein are the responsible for muscle contraction and its the movement. See molecular motors. The cytoplasm of cells is a colloidal network of contractile protein. Actin filaments are the major components of the network. Muscle cells, that is myocytes, eukaryotes tend to possess the copious amounts of actin which control the muscle contraction as well as cellular movement and the division processes. Myosin powers the task carried out by the actin by supplying it with the energy. Then next type is enzyme. All enzymes identified thus far are the proteins. Enzymes, which are the catalyst of all metabolic reaction, enable an organism to build up the chemical substances necessary for the life. Proteins, nucleic acid, carbohydrates and lipids to convert them into other substances and to degrade them. Life without enzyme is not the possible. Then next is hormonal proteins. Hormonal proteins are the messenger proteins that help to coordinate certain bodily function. Example like growth factors are highly specific proteins, a subdivision of cytokines. Growth factors stimulate the division and differentiation of a particular type of cells in a skeletal muscle. Hypertrophy growth factor include insulin like growth factor IGF. IGF is secreted by the skeletal muscle. It regulates insulin metabolism and stimulates the protein synthesis. Then we will talk about the testosterone is an androgen or male sex hormone. The primary physiological role of androgens are to promote the growth and its development of male organs and the characteristics. Testosterone affects the nervous system, skeletal muscle, bone marrow, skin, hair and the sex organ. Cortisol is a steroid hormone. It is a hormone which have a steroid nucleus that can passes through a cell membrane without its receptor or without a receptor, which is produced in the adrenal cortex of the kidney. It is a one type of stress hormone. Then next is structural protein. Structural protein are the large group of structural proteins maintains and protects the structure of the animal body. The most common example of the structural protein is collagen, which is found in the bones, cells and the skin. Structural proteins are also found in the cells. They are used to provide an internal structure to the cells, that is cytoskeleton, and are sometimes involved in the cell movement. Structural proteins are especially important in a larger the cells. Storage. Then next is the storage protein. Storage protein are reserved the amino acid for the body until ready for the use. Example of storage proteins include the ferritin, a storage protein that stores the iron. It activate during the iron deficiency in the body. Transport proteins. Next proteins are the transport proteins. Transport proteins are carrier proteins that move molecules from the one place to another place in the body. Their main function is the transporting of the body essential nutrients and the essential need materials. The respiratory proteins, hemoglobin, act as a oxygen carrier in the blood and transporting oxygen from the lung to the body organ and the body tissues. Then cytochromes, another type of transport protein which operate in the electron transport chain as a electron carrier protein. uh, Adenosine and triphosphate, adenosine triphosphate, that is ATP, which is essential for the production of the energy. This is all about the protein, its classification, types and function. Thank you.